Hello everyone, come on in. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lori Staley, Addicted Stamper with Stampin' Up, and I've been an independent United States demonstrator for over 17 years. I'm so happy that you've joined me today. If you are new to my channel, please drop me a comment below and let me know where you're watching from. I love to see how far the videos travel. And if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back. Also would love to have a comment from you. Give me a thumbs up if you like this when we're done today. We are going to be playing with the Dragonfly products out of the January through June catalog, but we're also going to mix them in with some annual products. So this is the first card that we're going to make. I made this at one of my team meetings that I did for my group a couple weeks ago now, and I just loved it. I'm a big purple fan, so that could be part of why I loved it so much. But I also mixed the Smoky Slate with the gorgeous Grape, and then there's just a little bit of soft sea foam on the Dragonfly. And of course, the Dragonfly is the January through June product, but we are also using the Stacked Stone background die. Right? That's out of the annual catalog. We are using Vera Versailles, which is one of my favorite products. That is that beautiful script stamp back there. And then we're using the beautiful floral image out of Dragonfly Garden. I absolutely love that image, and I love seeing projects where folks sat and meticulously colored the image. That's really tiny, for me anyway. I mean, it's beautiful and I love seeing it done. But I also like when you just do more of a two-tone card and you stamp it in one of the main colors, and that's what I opted to do for this project today. So I am trying to bring some of my favorite annual catalog products in because, believe it or not, the retirement list is going to be announced on March 24th, and that's not very far away. That's like 2 weeks and 2 days, I think. I think that's crazy. I'm not ready for that annual catalog to go. I don't feel like I got a chance to give it very much love. But it's going to go, and we're going to have a brand new annual catalog on May 3rd. So we did a little bit of switch up in the catalog release dates this year. So it feels like not only didn't I get to give it much love, but we had a shorter window in which to give it that love, right? Okay, so let's make our card. So I am bringing in my Stamparatus because it is my favorite tool to use with my background stamps. And we're just going to pull that out. Now, I have not mounted my sticker to my stamp. Sometimes when I just choose to use the Stamparatus with it, I don't necessarily do that, but I will eventually. And actually, I'm going to do a quick short video to show you how to use your Stamparatus to mount your background stamps, and also with the, the Many Messages, I think is the stamp and die set. There's a really cool way that you can do that. So I will do a short video on that here in the next week or two for you. All right, so we're going to pick that up, and I'm going to line that up right there. Now, with the background stamp, we can't really have the magnets in place, right? Unless we were to put oversized paper on here and then come back and trim it down to the size that we wanted for our card front. So we're going to do this and hope that it works, because, you know, whenever you're on camera, it invariably will cause you to have some issues, right? But we're gonna try it. We're gonna be brave, right? This has been a year to, what my motto is, do it scared, right? Because we've had to expand, in some cases, the things that we had been doing, working from home, using a lot of computer technology in our everyday life now to stay in touch with friends and family. And thank goodness it looks like, hopefully, we're on the downward curve, right? All right, so I'm just pressing all over. And let's see what we got. Oh, I like it. I like it. It's a little bit lighter there, but you know what? That's going to be covered up. So that I really like. Okay, so we're going to put this aside now, and I will clean that later with my chamois. And I'm going to pull out my smaller piece before I put my smoky slate away, because I did stamp the script stamp from Very Versailles in smoky slate as well. And anytime, again, when I have a larger stamp, I tend to take my ink pad to the stamp rather than my stamp to the ink pad. And I'm going to put that there. We're going to come in from the right side. And I'm okay if this is a little splotchy. Nope, that came out perfect. Look at that. All right, so now I'm going to bring in my floral image and my gorgeous grape ink. And we're going to flip. Now we're going to wear the purple ink. I'm going to touch that up just in case I wiped more of it off than I think I did with my thumb. And I'm going to turn this because it's easier for me to hold this stamp like this. So we're going to turn this around so that we have it on its side. And I'm okay if my stems go off the bottom edge, but I definitely don't want my flowers going off the top edge, right? So I hope you guys like purple, because I love purple. As a matter of fact, when I was a kid, my bedroom was purple. I'm not sure that my parents were very happy that they allowed me to paint it purple back then, but you know, it is what it is. All right, so I have a piece of scrap here. We're going to get all the stamping done first. And we're actually going to stamp the little dragonfly in Gorgeous Grape. And I'm going to color him with some sea foam blends. Let's see, this is the light, nope, that's the dark. I think I want the light one. We'll see. We can always go back and add the dark in, but we can't take it away, right? And you do want to be quick with this so that it doesn't smear completely for you, but a little of the blending of the colors is okay with me. I kind of like that. Okay. And then I'm actually on top of that going to add some Wink of Stella. And then we're going to get even a little bit more blending of our shades. And I know you probably can't see it on the camera, but this is just adding such a level of sparkle. So pretty, almost gossamer, right? All right, and then we're going to punch that out. And of course I use my, as I'm sure we all use our punches upside down so we can see to align, because how else would we ever get the proper image, right? There we go. And then I've got a little white guy I'll do something with later. I'll save him. We save everything, don't we, as crafters? That's what my husband tells me anyway. He tells me I save everything. And I can't say that he's too far wrong. All right, we're going to bring in our card base and those fun corner pieces. And I even have some of the Gorgeous Grape ribbon here to use. So we are going to fold our cardstock, bring in our bone folder. Make that a nice sharp crease. We're going to go ahead and mount our stacked stone. We will put these cute little rectangles. Now, as far as measurements and things go, I'm not necessarily saying them right now, but they will be in the description below this video. So if you want to know about the sizing of anything, it will be there for you. Just check there. And I'm leaving about between 1/4 and 1/8 of an inch of the purple showing. But I thought this was a great way to accent our piece and yet not take away completely from the stacked stone behind it, right? Now before I mount that, I'm going to bring in some of the gorgeous grape ribbon, and we're just going to tack it down. There we go. And drop that just a hair. Yeah. Just like that. Trim that off on the back. And I'm actually going to bring my seal back in and roll over the ends of my ribbon. That helps make sure it's going to stick. I did put this on with dimensionals. So let's grab a couple of those. Well, probably more than a couple for a piece this large, right? One of the challenges that we face, unless you are hand delivering your project or your card, is that this has to go through the postal system. And it goes through those rollers unless you pay to have it hand canceled. And this is not a project that you should have to add extra postage to or pay to have hand canceled. But when it goes through those wheels, if you don't have evenly placed dimensionals on the back of your project, it could very well shift or even take something that you've raised up right off the card. And we want our recipient to receive the card in the condition that we planned for them to receive the card, right? So we'll put that on there. We're going to do a little faux bow down here. I'm going to slide that under. And we'll just tie a little knot here. I love this gorgeous grape sheer ribbon. It's so pretty. So, so pretty. And we're going to trim those ends off just a little bit. And you can, of course, make your tails as long as you want on your ribbon and on your bows, or your faux bows, as the case may be. And now I did color this guy with one of the blends, probably the Dark Highland Heather, but I think I'm going to leave him white on here. Leave me a comment. Let me know which way you like him better. So he just gets mounted with a little seal on his body, right? So that you can do that with his wings. And again, if you're mailing this, it's going to flatten up on you in the mail, but it will still have a little bit of lift left, hopefully, right? And then I just have a piece of the Whisper White. No, sorry, Basic White. I'm an old dog. I said I've been a demonstrator over 17 years. It was Snail, and it was Whisper White, and it was Big Shot, and they changed them all on me in 1 year. So I keep trying to remember to call them what they're supposed to be called. I have the tiny little Dragonflies here from the stamp set. And I'm just going to put some of them across the bottom. And come back in here and hit him. There we go. Just to bring the inside or the outside to the inside of the card. And I would also do that on my envelope flap or down in the front corner somewhere, just to tie the whole project together when I was sending it out, right? So we're going to put this on the inside. And then our last step for this one will be to add a little bling. So I'm just using the basic rhinestones. And these guys are another item I think that really isn't getting a lot of love these days. I mean, Stampin' Up's embellishments are just amazing and beautiful. And we kind of leave the little rhinestones behind. So I'm going to go for the littlest ones here because I just want cute little accents. We always put our rhinestone, or not rhinestones, or embellishments, or whatever you're using on in odd numbers. Just like in gardening, right? I've always been told when you plant in odd numbers. I'm not a gardener. I have wonderful people in my life who are gardeners, but I'm not, so I'm not going to go any further than you plant in odd numbers. You probably know more about gardening than I do. All right, so there's project number 1. We like the white body or the purple body. Let me a comment and let me know. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in project number 2. Again, I'm focusing on that dragonfly today. And I'll move these out, put them right there in the corner. Hopefully you can see them still. And then we're going to bring in this guy. Now this one was one of my just cards for February. Like, what month are we in? I'm hoping that soon goes away and I know exactly where we are in the week, in the month, and the year. But I did this for my Just Cards class in February. My Just Cards class is free with a minimum $25 product order on my website using my monthly hostess code. Like right now, there's my website, Addicted Stamper, and then my monthly hostess code. And then at the end of the month, I gather the orders, and everybody who did that gets the free class of 5 cards. So this was one of the cards that we did. Again, I'm using the Dragonfly. And I have a piece of the new Basic White Thick. Okay, so I don't know if you've played with this yet. It's nice. I don't think it's quite as thick as the older thick white was, but it does the job nicely. And I've already run it through the die cutting and embossing machine, which isn't of itself a mouthful, so for me it's the boss, with the Tasteful Textile die. And if you're wondering about the blue dot, this goes back to prior to the die cutting and embossing machine. We had a blue plate for our 3D folders, so everything that gets the specialty plate now, which is gray, still gets the blue dot because the old plate was blue, and those are the stickers I bought. Makes perfect sense, right? So I did emboss the front of this. I love that texture. It's a really nice, subtle texture without using the actual subtle embossing folder. So we're going to crease that a little bit sharper. And then I have some of the Garden DSP, right? Love that our DSPs are all two-sided. This is actually a 6x6 pack. And that background is Misty Moonlight. So we're going to use that color to pull in. And we're going to mount this piece onto the Misty Moonlight. But I do like the bumblebee with the dandelions too. And I love, love, love the dandelion embossing folder in the annual catalog. Every time I use it, invariably somebody says to me, "Where did you get that?" So it's a sleeper apparently in the annual catalog, and people aren't actually noticing it. We're going to mount that on the card front. Right down there. I am leaving, purposefully I'm leaving just that little hint of white down there. Okay. Put that up there for the moment. We're going to bring in some scrap. And look, I cheated. I already punched out my dragonfly. And that came out of a piece of the Garden DSP. And it has all the different colors of dragonflies, and you can just punch that out with your regular dragonfly punch, which I thought I had. Oh yeah, this guy, right? I put him this way because it's less glare on him, I think. And if you noticed, if you want these, they'll punch out with the top dragonfly. So you just have to decide or trim very well so that you can get both options out of the designer paper. All right. So this is just a piece of Mossy Meadow that I already put our adhesive sheet on. And kudos to me, I'll give myself kudos, I never remember to use the adhesive sheets. Do you? Even though I do a ton of detailed die cutting, and it is a huge, huge assist when you're putting your project together, I struggle remembering to put it on there. But I did today, so yay. Friend like you, again, annual catalog, bringing the two together, right? And this die cut is amazing. Can you see that? So you have a lot of silhouette images here, plus you have two little dragonflies that you could use as accents, maybe even on the inside of the card. But this is the star of our show today. This is the piece that we're going to use to get that greenery underneath him that he's flying over. But again, this is in the annual catalog. I'm not sure how many people have seen this, to be honest with you, because again, when I did this for my Just Cards, I had a lot of people saying to me, where did you get that piece down there? So we're going to run this through the Big Shot. See, told you, old dog, new tricks. We're going to run this through the die cutting machine. I'll try to bring it in here. Sometimes it's a challenge, but we'll give it a whirl today. So I just have it lined up down here at the bottom, right? And I always put a piece that's like this, that's long. I don't put it through square into the machine. I tilt it at an angle. And I'll tell you, I find that it tends to warp less. I'm not saying if you sat and cut 50 of them out that you wouldn't get a little bit of a warp in your die, but alleviating that pressure from the wheels in the machine, hitting it and just rolling straight back over it seems to allow it to stay flatter for longer. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Now let's see. I'm wondering if I need to, I'm going to run that through again just because I have the adhesive on there. I forgot, because I never remember to put it on, that I actually had it on. And I want to make sure it cuts through that for us, that we don't have a problem there. So I didn't bring the machine back in. I have it sitting here on a table by me, and I just picked it up. And look, it came out very nicely by running it through a second time. I'm probably not going to have to do much of anything to it. Let's grab my Take Your Pick tool. Look at that. How perfect is that? Now, just a little tip. I did line it up right at the bottom edge. So the edge of the die was right along the bottom edge. I didn't leave any space there. So I don't know if that helps it cut out so cleanly or not, but that's typically how I do it. And I don't have to I have a couple things left in the die, which I'll take care of later, but I love that that just fell right out for us. All right, so let's bring in our piece of Basic White. Oh my. I should start a poll with my community on Facebook and my customers and say, how long is it going to be until Lori stops saying the bad words, the wrong words? All right, so this adhesive sheet, as you can see, is on the back here. And really, all I have to do is just bend the edge over a little bit. And that's how easily it comes off. I mean, it is a dream. And it makes putting stuff on such a dream. But you know what? I'm not gonna, if I can put that back on there, it'll be fabulous. We'll see. I might not be able to. Because I know I'm not gonna need this whole piece. Oh, phooey. We're just gonna do it. So we're gonna put this right down to the edge. Okay. And I am a little bit up, but you know what? I think we're gonna, oh, maybe I can get it up. If I didn't press it down, which I did, it's hard to see on the white on white, right? Let's bring the blue in and see if we can make sure we get rid of that white edge. There we go. We got it. All right, and then I'm just gonna trim these off. Now, I have the old Craft and Rubber scissors in my studio in a couple of places. These were what we used to use when we had to cut our own stamps before they were die cut for us. And so I keep them in my studio when I have to cut things like funky adhesive. I'm going to let him hang out over the edge there a little bit. I think I like that. All right, so there we go. I'm going to hold on to that piece too. I might do something fun with that. Okay, so again, we're going to put our little dragonfly on there. Remember, I die cut him from the designer series paper. And I went looking for this stamp, this Hello Friend. And because I created these for a class in February, that was actually from A Touch of Ink, which was a celebration item with a $100 purchase. But since that is no longer available, I switched it over to Hey Friend. And that's out of Itty Bitty Greetings from the annual catalog. So this has a ton of greetings in it. It's a two-case stamp set with lots and lots of great greetings in it. That one's been around for a little while too. All right, so we're just going to stamp that. Now I don't have the, he slanted a little bit, but that's okay. He's a little smaller too. But it all works, right? All right, again, we're just going to put some adhesive right there. Because I'm using the seal, I feel fairly confident it's not going to go anywhere. That adhesive is really, really strong. And then, and I do see that dropped down below. Do you see that? So have no fear. We're just going to trim that off a little bit. And we're putting this on a 1/8 inch larger square of Misty Moonlight. Okay. We're going to bring back in our dimensionals, and we've got this one almost finished. I'll send that to one of my friends who thinks everything I do is just amazing, so that crooked greeting she won't even notice. I think I'm going to stop there. All right. And I love how it falls right in between the dandelions. Is that straight before I press? It could be just a hint straighter, huh? Actually, that Hey Friend isn't all that terrible, is it? And there we go. Now, let's see. I have this little piece left. And I think I'm just gonna stick it and I may even cut out one of those little dragonflies and stick it in there, trying to see if there's a whole one anywhere that I can get to it easily, but not right now. But yeah, I'll probably put a little dragonfly in there to tie the card together, and then I leave it blank. This one I left completely blank except for the dragonflies inside, because I like having cards like this that I can grab and use for any occasion. If I have a birthday or if I forget a birthday, I can make this a belated birthday card, an anniversary card, a thinking of you card, and the same way with Hey Friend, right? You know, an encouragement card, whatever. Blank cards are great to have on hand that you can just either write a personal message in it or at the time stamp a greeting in there. All right, guys. Hey, we have 2 beautiful dragonfly cards. I hope you like them. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you do not have a demonstrator in the United States that you're currently working with and you would like catalogs, drop me a link or drop me a note below and I will arrange to get catalogs to you. And if you are ready to place an order and don't have a demonstrator you're working with, right there, again, is my address for my website store, as well as my March Hostess code. And I will send you a thank you gift for doing that as well. So, have a great day, enjoy your week, and I'll be back next Monday with Make It Monday, something new. Bye.